Danielle McKenzie,
Yes.
Jason Blair,
Here.
Melissa Hunt,
Here.
Louis Williams,
Here.
Mark Ham,
I'm here.
Adam Webb,
Here.
Glenn Lewis.
We stand for the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Item 2 is the consent docket. Item A, receive and approve the minutes of the special city council meeting held August 3rd, 2022. Item B, receive the minutes of the regular Parks Board meeting held June 7th, 2022. Item C, accept 4,476 square feet of permanent easement along Northeastern Avenue at Southeast 4th from Oklahoma Gas and Electric, located at part of section, at the southeast quadrant of section 14, Township 10 North, Route 3 West, City of Moore, Cleveland County, Oklahoma, for the purpose of surveying, laying out, constructing, and maintaining roadway improvements along Northeastern Avenue. Item D, accept a 14-foot utility easement located on Lot 2, Block 5, Estates of Belmar 3, from Belmar Golf LLC, Hunter Miller, for construction of a sanitary sewer line. Item E, approve and ratify claims and expenditures for fiscal year 21 through 22 in the amount of $626,289.45, and approve and ratify claims and expenditures for fiscal year 22 through 23 in the amount of $2,112,349.25.
Make a motion that we approve the consent docket.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Will you call for the vote, please?
Danielle McKenzie,
Yes.
Jason Blair,
Yes.
Melissa Hunt,
Yes.
Louis Williams,
Yes.
Mark Ham,
Yes.
Adam Webb.
Yes, item passes. Item 3, consider adoption of resolution number 3022, authorizing and calling and holding of an election of the City of Moore, Oklahoma, for the purpose of submitting to the registered qualified voters of said city the question of authorizing the extension of an existing 1/2% sales tax by providing the use thereof, containing other provisions relating thereto.
Vice Mayor and Council.
We need it. I'm ready.
That works for me. If,
We need this one. Let's just go with it. We don't need it.
just for the record, Vice Mayor and Council, this will renew the half-cent sales tax for another 4 years. The increment of the half-cent sales tax is 70% for residential streets, 20% for public safety equipment, 10% for public safety operations. As the council knows, this is a very critical piece of our funding and our yearly budgets. So recommend approval.
And it's just a renewal, no new taxes.
No, yeah, it's just a renewal. It just renews the existing half-cent that's we have now.
Thanks for explaining. Now I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Will you call for the vote, please?
Jason Blair,
Yes.
Melissa Hunt,
Yes.
Louis Williams,
Yes.
Mark Ham,
Yes.
Danielle McKenzie,
Yes.
Adam Webb.
Yes. Item 4, consider adoption of ordinance number 1015-22 of the City of Moore, Oklahoma, amending the City of Moore, Oklahoma sales tax ordinance. Ordinance number 60 as amended by ordinance number 33183, as amended by ordinance number 47088, as amended by ordinance number 55106, as amended by ordinance number 67710, as amended by ordinance 78014, as amended by ordinance number 88018, to provide for the renewing and the levying and assessing of an existing 1/2% sales tax upon gross receipts or proceeds derived from all sales taxable under the sales tax law of Oklahoma, fixing effective date and date of termination, providing the purpose of said additional sales tax, making provisions severable, containing other provisions relating thereto.
Vice Mayor and Council, this is the companion item that will go on the November ballot.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Will you call for the vote, please?
Melissa Hunt,
Yes.
Louis Williams,
Yes.
Mark Ham,
Yes.
Danielle McKenzie,
Yes.
Jason Blair,
Yes.
Adam Webb.
Yes. Item 5, consider adoption of resolution number 3122, authorizing the conveyance of property to the Moore Urban Renewal Authority in accordance with the Cleveland Heights Urban Renewal Plan.
Vice Mayor and Council, items 5 and 6 are companion items. The urban renewal attorney, Emily Pomeroy, who is here tonight, has advised us that we should deed the properties in Cleveland Heights that the city owns, I think it's 82 parcels, to the Urban Renewal Authority. Items 5 and 6 do this, recommend approval, and Ms. Pomeroy is here to answer any questions if you have any.
So as we acquire more lots, are they just gonna be purchased in that name, or do we have to purchase
And then deed them over.
All the lots currently are being purchased in the Urban Renewal Authority name. Before the council declared the area blighted and created the Urban Renewal Authority, the city owned 82 lots.
Perfect.
That's right.
Thank you.
Do we have a motion and a second?
Make a motion, we approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. We call for the vote.
Louis Williams.
Yes.
Mark Ham.
Yes.
Danielle McKenzie.
Yes.
Jason Blair.
Yes.
Melissa Hunt.
Yes.
Adam Webb.
Yes, item passes. Item 6, consider authorizing the execution of quick claim deed conveying city-owned lots located in Cleveland Heights addition to the Moore Urban Renewal Authority.
Companion item, recommend approval.
So what, moving forward, when all the lots are accumulated, how much say are we gonna have if we deed these lots over to the Urban Renewal Authority?
Emily's gonna come answer that for us.
Sorry about that earlier. We skipped over you.
Sorry.
Hi, I'm Emily Pomeroy, a lawyer with the Center for Economic Development Law. I've been working with City Manager and the Moore Urban Renewal Authority on the implementation of the city-adopted Cleveland Heights Urban Renewal Plan. Under that Urban Renewal Plan, the concept is to acquire the lots and issue RFPs for the disposition of property for development to occur in the area. And the Urban Renewal Plan does say that City Council will approve any disposition of property to a private developer for redevelopment. So those responses to the RFP will first go to the Urban Renewal Authority, and staff, the city manager also serves as executive director to the Moore Urban Renewal Authority. And then prior to disposition, any agreement will come to you.
Come to the council. Perfect.
Thank you.
Good question.
So the answer is the same. It would be very similar to if.
Like a planning commission
Exactly,
type, yes, yeah.
okay.
Yep.
Motion to approve?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. We call for the vote, please.
Mark Ham.
Yes.
Danielle McKenzie.
Yes.
Jason Blair.
Yes.
Melissa Hunt.
Yes.
Louis Williams.
Yes.
Adam Webb.
Yes. Item passes. Item 7, receive a presentation from TAP Architecture regarding the proposed station. And
Vice Mayor and Council, as you know, the voters approved with the quarter-cent sales tax renewal an expansion of the station. Plans have previously been shown to the council as far as what the expansion would look like. Due to the increase in cost of construction, we've had to make some changes in that. I sent an email to you previously last week, kind of a overall highlight, and Mr. McDermott is here to give more detail.
Thank you.
Thanks
Thank
for
you,
coming.
City Manager. Anthony McDermott, Principal, TAP Architecture. And yes, as City Manager just told us, we've been working on this project actually for a couple of years. And due to price escalation and some preliminary pricing that we received from our construction manager, we have reduced the scope of the project, scaled it back, if you will, in full consultation with parks and station admin and staff. So I'm here to answer any questions we have. Currently, the project is on the street, as they say, so it's bidding right now, and we should know a lot more about what the project's going to cost next week. I believe the bid date is next week. Okay. So, but I'm here to answer any questions. I think you are relatively familiar with the plans. It's a two-phase project. I presented it, it seems like years ago now, and it was quite a long time ago. But as I said, we still have two-phase project. We scaled back the phase 1 to hopefully hit our target construction cost.
And is phase 2 in theory right now still the same? Or
Yes, yes. Slight adjustments, Councilwoman Hunt, slight adjustments. But we wanted to build the project that is going to work well right now and can be basically retrofitted when phase 2 comes along, so that there's a smooth transition between the two buildings.
Okay.
very good. All right. Any other questions? All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Item 8, consider renewal of an agreement with DirecTV to provide UVerse IPTV video services within the city limits of Moore for a 5-year term ending December 31st, 2027.
Vice Mayor and Council, AT&T has, this is just an ownership change between AT&T, Newverse, and DirecTV. The basic agreement remains the same. It's just a name change. We won't see any difference in operation. Recommend approval.
Motion to approve.
Second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. Will you call for the vote, please?
Danielle McKenzie?
Yes.
Jason Blair?
Yes.
Melissa Hunt?
Yes.
Louis Williams?
Yes.
Mark Ham?
Yes.
Adam Webb?
Yes, item passes. Item 9, consider ordinance number 100522, amending Part 11, Chapter 3, Section 11-310, removal of flowers and other decorative items from the city-owned cemeteries, providing for severability and providing for a repealer.
Vice Mayor and Council, this is simply an ordinance that's defining some terms that are prohibited and stating that these prohibited items will be removed during the first full week of every month. We had issues out at the cemeteries in regards to some of the maintenance, unable to mow, that sort of thing. This addresses that concern and also puts everybody on notice that during the first full week of every month, those items will be removed. Gives them opportunity to go out there if there's something there that they would like to hold on to. It gives them that opportunity.
Is the plan that we will post the cemeteries with this message?
Yeah, how we notify people?
Yes, we are. In fact, there are signs that we are in the process of wording today that will be ready to go within a
Okay,
month or so.
all right. Long as we're doing that, then that's fine, yeah.
So I've had quite a few people reach out to me on the ordinance, and I know that any kind of change is sometimes hard, but I do think that this is very fair, and even reaching out to other cities and other cemeteries, theirs are much more stringent than this at all times. So while I do expect that there will be some voiced concerns, I think that it was very fair and appreciate that city staff took those concerns into consideration when writing
Danielle,
this.
about how many families have you, I've heard from one family, but how many have you heard from?
Probably about 5 or 6
And
at
have
least.
you, and so you're comfortable that their concerns are addressed?
So my understanding on this is that if there are other items that are out there, that we're going to clean those items up at the first week of every month, so we can continue that maintenance. I know that there are opportunities to put flowers in vases and that type of thing, but as far as some of the other trinkets, it's so hard to say, but I think it's unreasonable for our teams to be able to go in there and maintain the cemetery in such a large area with having those items out there. I think of it on a small scale in your own yard. It would be impossible to continuously maintain around those. So I do think that it's going to create conversation, and probably not all of it's going to be wanted rules, but I do think they're very fair.
Okay.
Well, and the other piece of the concern is we're well within line of the other cemeteries
Very much so.
in our surrounding areas.
lenient,
that-
yes.
Yeah, we're much
More
more
lenient.
lenient
Do
than
we
the
just
others.
work? I'm sorry, Louis. Go ahead.
Well,
Apologize.
so our cemetery is very unique in the fact that we do allow other types of decorations to happen 3 weeks out of the month. Where most cemeteries say it's either got to be mounted in a permanent vase or it's gone
Or it's gone,
immediately.
right, yeah.
And so I don't think, while there will be people that don't like it, it's not unreasonable what the proposition is.
I agree with Louis. I've even seen some that only allow during certain weeks of the
Yeah.
year, so which is very, very restrictive. So I think it's very fair. It's much more lenient than most cemeteries.
What do we do right now? Do we just work around the
Right now,
items out there?
we just work around. If you go out there are some areas that haven't been weed eated or mowed because there are some fencing that's put out.
That's not.
Right,
fair.
that's
Yeah.
not right
And
either.
it
Yeah.
causes, I mean.
And the last time I was out
dirt.
there were some issues where they had accidentally run over some items, and then you have broken shards of whatever thrown all over, so.
It's
there's
The only thing I might ask is if the signs aren't ready, maybe this next month, just kind of, be a little more lenient on taking things up that first week until the signs are out and people are really notified
That's
about
what
it.
our- that's what our
Okay,
intent is,
perfect.
yes.
Perfect, thank you. I should have
So-
known that. I knew that. I knew.
So one of the signs that I've seen recently at a cemetery, it almost, I mean, it was very tactful and tasteful, but it said our next removal is, and then there were dates that they put in, almost like a notification board, like you'd see, I don't know, outside of school or something.
Yeah.
And it said, next removal, 8:25. So people knew that those were when all of the flowers would be removed, because what you also see is if we're not removing, are we going to be removing all the ones in the vases as well? Because I noticed that sometimes those look like they've been out there months and months.
We are keeping that the same. We're doing that 2 times a year, and I
Okay.
believe that's in, I didn't change that, February and in August.
Okay,
That hasn't changed. That's still.
okay.
Typically, you don't mess with the ones in the vase other than the 2 times
That makes
a year.
sense. I was just curious. Okay, thank you.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Yes.
We have a motion and a second. Would anybody like to speak? Can you call for the vote, please?
Jason Blair.
Yes.
Melissa Hunt.
Yes.
Louis Williams.
Yes.
Mark Ham.
Yes.
Danielle McKenzie.
Yes.
Adam Webb.
Yes, item passes. Item 10, consider resolution number 2422 adopting rules and regulations concerning Morris Cemetery and Smith Cemetery, effected upon approval and remaining in effect until modified, amended, or repealed, providing for severability and providing for a repealer.
Vice Mayor and Council, during the process of writing the ordinance that we just discussed, we realized that we could not find any written rules in regards to the cemetery at all. I spoke with Vanessa, our city clerk. We were unable to find any rules. City code allows in section 11-312, council to adopt rules and regulations by resolution. What this resolution adopts is some of the biggest concerns that our city clerk has to handle. She actually answers most of the questions that come by. So she did a lot of the work on this, and together we kind of looked at other cities, what they have done with their rules, and we think that this addresses a lot of the concerns that we had and some of the questions that she has to field on a daily basis. And we think that this is a pretty good set of rules that we were able to come up with.
Thank you both for working so hard on that. Appreciate it. I make a motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Will you call for the vote, please?
Melissa Hunt.
Yes.
Louis Williams.
Yes.
Mark Ham.
Yes.
Danielle McKenzie.
Yes.
Jason Blair.
Yes.
Adam Webb.
Yes, item passes. Item 11, consider approval of a fiscal year 22 to 23 budget supplement to budget additional hotel motel funds and related expenses for park trash receptacles at Buck Thomas parking lot improvements.
Vice Mayor and Council, we're requesting your approval to budget additional hotel motel funds for park trash receptacles and Buck Thomas parking lot improvements.
Make a motion, we approve.
Second.
So the improvements at Buck Thomas, they're gonna be done piecemeal, or we're doing one big?
They'll be done piecemeal. The trash receptacles are at Buck Thomas and at other parks, so we'll install those. The parking lot will be done piecemeal. The
Okay.
parking lot will be a multi-year project.
The one in front of the girls softball, is that part of it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Who seconded that?
Mark Ham.
We have a motion and a second. Will you call for the vote, please?
Melissa Hunt.
Yes.
Louis Williams.
Yes.
Mark Ham.
Yes.
Danielle McKenzie.
Yes.
Jason Blair.
Yes.
Adam Webb.
Yes, item passes. Item 12, consider approval of a proposal with Benchmark Construction Engineering and Inspection in the amount of $82,343.80 for inspection services and materials testing for the Eastern Avenue Phase 1 Rehabilitation Project from Southeast 4th and Southeast 19th.
Vice Mayor and Council, currently we have 34 active projects that are of significant size. 16 of those projects are currently under construction. And then on next Friday, August 26th, we're going to be opening bids on the Eastern Avenue Phase 1 project, which will be somewhere in the neighborhood of $5 million. And it's quite an investment. So what we're wanting to do with this contract is hire a firm to come in and provide inspection services and material testing for that project to help us be able to keep up with all of the other projects that we have going. The firm that we're hiring is Benchmark Construction. That's the same firm that provided the inspection services for ODOT for the bridge overpass on I-35. So they're very experienced in this type of construction. Their fee is, as was stated, was $73,028 for inspection services, and the project is going to take 1 year, is what we have for a construction time period. And that person will be on board for half a day, essentially, and he'll be paid by the actual number of per hour, $70.28, based on the time he's on the site. And so we would recommend approval.
I appreciate we're doing that to make sure everything goes correctly. Just a little bit off topic, are we watching the dates of this construction project and the underpass on 4th Street, trying to make sure they don't overlap?
Yes, we've been, the city manager and I have been working on that for the last couple of weeks, trying to not just the underpass, but there's 3 projects on Eastern, and there's Northeast 12th Street, and
All right.
as I said, we have a lot. Yes, we're trying to coordinate to make sure that they're all not under construction at the same time.
So now, is the fee that's tied with this, is this additional funds that we're applying on top of what's already?
Yes, we had budgeted $60,000, or we have budgeted for anticipating that we may need some additional services in the construction inspection. And so we have the $60,000, and then we're going to take the additional $13,000 out of the construction
Okay,
fees.
very good. Thank you.
All right, do we have a motion and a
I
second?
make a motion that we approve.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Will you call for the vote, please?
Danielle McKenzie?
Yes.
Jason Blair?
Yes.
Melissa Hunt?
Yes.
Louis Williams?
Yes.
Mark Ham?
Yes.
Adam Webb?
Yes, item passes. Item 13, awarding bid number 23-002 to the purchase of 49 city vehicles to the lowest and most responsible bidder.
Vice Mayor and Council, items 13 and 17 are companion items. With the ARPA money that we received, we put out a proposal to the council a couple of months ago about replacing a very large portion of our police fleet, which we normally wouldn't do in any given fiscal year. Normally, we buy 6 to 8 vehicles. This time, however, we're proposing to buy 39 vehicles and then 11 vehicles for other departments in the city for a total of 50. We put these vehicles out to bid, trying to get the best price possible. We had one bidder, Confidence Ford, formerly Reynolds Ford in Norman, and they were able to obtain the 2023 pricing from Ford. The other dealerships, I don't know what their thought process was or what their interest was, but Confidence Ford did submit a bid, and the vehicle prices really weren't all that far different from what we thought they would be, so I recommend approval.
Well, I would make a motion that we approve the purchase.
We have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. I'll be excited to see everyone will be looking good in the new cars. Will you call for the vote, please?
Jason Blair?
Yes.
Melissa Hunt?
Yes.
Louis Williams?
Yes.
Mark Ham?
Yes.
Danielle McKenzie?
Yes.
Adam Webb?
Yes, item passes. Item 14, consider acceptance of quote from Flock Safety in the amount of $25,000 for the purchase of 10 LPR crime prevention and investigation cameras as the lowest and most responsible bidder.
Vice Mayor and Council, LPR stands for License Plate Reader. These are investigative and crime prevention cameras that would work with Flock LPRs that are already in our community in private neighborhoods that you may be aware of. Sendera Lakes, Rock Creek, and other places within our city already have them funded through private enterprise. This would be city-owned cameras. We would use them in conjunction with the neighborhoods in our community. However, it would tie us into a larger investigative network that would help us working with Oklahoma City Police Department, Edmond Police Department, Mustang, and other cities in the metro, and soon Norman Police Department as well will be getting these in their cities. So that would create a seamless network with these cameras that could potentially locate crime and help prevent crime all the way from the south part of the metro through the north part of the metro. Not only enhancing our abilities in the city, but enhancing our abilities in the metro as well. So would recommend approval.
So how many intersections will this allow us to do, and
10.
any idea
10
where that would
cameras.
be? 10 cameras?
Yes, sir. So we would work, if council were to approve, we would work with Flock on, they have strategies for looking at our crime data and working with our newly acquired crime analyst as well as our investigative team within Criminal Investigations Division to identify the best areas. But primarily, you're wanting to set up a structure in your higher crime areas where you know you're going to have more criminal traffic, but then also entry points into your city. Because it really doesn't do us any good if we're getting the information as the vehicle's leaving our city. So you're going to focus on entry points into the city so that when those alerts come, we are notified and can respond.
Is this used for any kind of enforcement on expired tags, things like that?
No, sir.
So if something had occurred in Oklahoma City and they were able to get a tag and enter it quickly and they came through more, then we would be alerted
Yes, sir.
immediately? And
Yes, sir, there are certain alert parameters. Some things you're going to be alerted on immediately. Some things there's a couple hour delay.
okay.
But generally speaking, a higher priority, say you have an Amber Alert or a recent kidnapping or Silver Alert, something like that, those we'd get immediate responses. And so that would allow us to not only, if we're putting out our own Amber Alert, we could be notified if that vehicle passed through a Flock camera in Edmond, and vice versa. They could be notified as well as us that, hey, that vehicle that you're looking for in regards to that Amber Alert was passed through here. We also get stolen vehicle alerts, and so if it's a tag that identifies as stolen, then we would get alerted to that, or search capabilities from an investigative standpoint. So we had a shooting in the area of 12th and City, and we didn't have any information to go on but maybe a partial tag or a vehicle color and make, a green Lincoln. We could type in green Lincoln for a particular time frame and date frame, and it would tell us every green Lincoln that passed through that intersection, which would give us an investigative lead to follow up on. Generally speaking, to my knowledge, for low-level offenses, expired tags, insurance, there's some threats that people want to talk about. Well, will this be used since tax commission through your licensing tracks insurance? Will this be used to enforce no insurance? Generally, that's not, I don't know that the system's even capable of that, but if it were, it wouldn't be something we'd be interested in anyway.
Okay.
I've had a few people raise concerns with the amount of cameras that are popping up in the city. I don't think for the reasons you're talking about, I think they would like that. But just for those, what entities would have access to these cameras?
Law enforcement.
And elaborate on that, please.
Yes, sir. So local law enforcement, more police department. However, we have had pretty in-depth discussions with Oklahoma City, Edmond, and the other agencies that have this, that we would have access to theirs and they would have access to ours.
Okay.
Something that we will get benefit from, but we probably won't directly participate in right now. That could change in the future. But Oklahoma City is putting together a real-time crime lab, crime center, so that they can track 24 hours a day live crime that's going on in Oklahoma City. They would love this access to a system like this, and we want to be a good partner because we know in our times of need, we can call them and they will help us with whatever we need. But primarily it is law enforcement at the municipal level. Now, if the state level came in and said, hey, we would like to know if this came through your system, we would cooperate with that.
Right.
Same with the federal, but as far as like live being able to tag into the system, that would just be the municipalities.
And overall, it's just law enforcement in general. Yeah,
people
right.
are more concerned that there's a gatekeeper. So if someone wants to look into our cameras live, they'll have to go through you first, and
Through the police department.
Okay, all
Yes.
right, yeah, all right, thank you.
And will we monitor these in our primary center, dispatch
In our
center?
communication center?
Yeah.
That's the nice thing about this. It doesn't take staffing to provide the eyes on a screen the full time. It will send us alerts if a vehicle passes through that meets our parameters. And then it is there archived, waiting to be searched if there's an investigation that needs to go delve further. And I want to clarify, Vice Mayor, your question, because I don't want to mislead or misspeak. certain people, and it's not wholesale or carte blanche, but certain people that have been identified through partnerships and agreements with Moore in Oklahoma City or Moore in Edmond or Moore in any other municipal agency would be able to look into our system at any time they needed to, less from a live point, but more from an investigative. So they are also searching for a green Lincoln, as I described earlier. Instead of just searching Oklahoma City, they could search anyone within the flock system and say, well, you know, we had that shooting at 104th and Walker, and then at 27th or 104th and Shields, it passed through. Well, that's the kind of way they'd be able to access that, if that's clarifying.
Okay, thank you.
Just, I want to make sure we're careful and have some controls and knowing who's either logging on or requesting information, that is recorded either via a password or a code, and it's just not, they go in there and look. And I think that there's a lot of good things that can come from it, but like anything, if it's not monitored properly, it can be abused. And I want us as the city of Moore to be very careful with how we use this technology.
I completely agree with you, Councilman, and support that. Obviously, the metadata is always going to be there for who's been identified on the system that we could track later, but we want to prevent that abuse before it occurs and not have to do an
So
investigation.
we
and
will
figure out
have
who.
historical data as to who accesses the system?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. But I understand the concern, sir, and absolutely agree with you wholeheartedly.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Will you call for the vote, please?
Danielle McKenzie?
Yes.
Jason Blair?
Yes.
Melissa Hunt?
Yes.
Louis Williams?
Yes.
Mark Ham?
Yes.
Adam Webb?
Yes, item passes. Item 15, consider and if deemed appropriate, authorize the city manager Brooks Mitchell to execute the subdivision settlement participation form to obtain benefits provided to governmental entities pursuant to the settlement agreement of June 24th, 2022, the Distributors of Oklahoma settlement, and the state of Oklahoma's litigation against 3 opioid distributors for their role in Oklahoma's opioid crisis.
Vice Mayor and Council, by approving this agenda item, that would give Brooks the authority to sign this document so the city of Moore can participate in the settlement provision that the Attorney General has worked out with 3 distributors on the opioid crisis. I think there is 22, I think they settled for $22 million, and we have to take this step to be able to participate in receiving any of those funds. I talked with an individual today. Their best estimate is around December, maybe to have all the information in, and then a distribution after that.
Is there a downside to doing this?
You don't get the money.
Well, other than the
But
obvious.
no,
okay.
other outside, no, I don't see any.
Okay.
It's they got the pot out there, and all of those
Yeah.
that can participate, and I guess if somebody chooses at this point not to do that, then everybody else's share would increase. But no, I don't see any. It has to be used, of course, for related items with.
But
the
there's no
effect of the crisis.
liability issues
No.
coming along? Okay, all right, very good.
Motion to approve?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Will you call for the vote, please?
Jason Blair?
Yes.
Melissa Hunt?
Yes.
Louis Williams?
Yes.
Mark Ham?
Yes.
Danielle McKenzie?
Yes.
Adam Webb?
Yes, item passes. We'll recess the city council meeting and convene the Public Works Authority meeting. Item 16 is the consent docket. Item A, receive and approve the minutes of the special city council meeting held August 3rd, 2022. Item B, approve and ratify claims and expenditures for fiscal year 21 through 22 in the amount of $924,497.11, and approve and ratify claims and expenditures for fiscal year 22 to 23 in the amount of $385,597.74.
Make a motion to approve the consent docket.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Will you call for the vote, please?
Melissa Hunt,
Yes.
Louis Williams.
Yes.
Mark Ham.
Yes.
Danielle McKenzie.
Yes.
Jason Blair.
Yes.
Adam Webb.
Yes, item passes. Item 17, consider awarding bid number 23002 for the purchase of one Ford F-150 Super Cab 4x4 for the sanitation department to the lowest and most responsible bidder.
Vice Mayor and Council, this is the companion item to item 13. Recommend approval.
And this is one of the vehicles on the list?
Yes.
Okay.
Make a
Mo-
motion, go ahead.
Motion to approve.
Second, I'll second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. Will you call for the vote, please?
Louis Williams.
Yes.
Mark Ham.
Yes.
Danielle McKenzie.
Yes.
Jason Blair.
Yes.
Melissa Hunt.
Yes.
Adam Webb.
Yes. We'll recess the Moore Public Works Authority meeting and convene the Moore Risk Management meeting. Item 18 is the consent docket. Item A, receive and approve the minutes of the special Moore Risk Management meeting held August 3rd of 2022. Item B, approve and ratify claims and expenditures for fiscal year 22 to 23 in the amount of $120,354.92.
Make a motion to approve the consent docket.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Will you call for the vote, please?
Louis Williams.
Yes.
Mark Ham.
Yes.
Danielle McKenzie.
Yes.
Jason Blair.
Yes.
Melissa Hunt.
Yes.
Adam Webb.
Yes. We'll recess the Moore Risk Management meeting and convene the Moore Economic Development Authority meeting.
Would you call the roll, please?
Danielle McKenzie.
Here.
Jason Blair.
Here.
Melissa Hunt.
Here.
Glenn Lewis. Adam Webb.
Here?
Mark Ham.
Here.
Louis Williams.
Here. Item 20 is consent docket. A, receive and approve the minutes of the regular Moore Economic Development Authority meeting held July 18th, 2022.
Make a motion to approve the consent docket.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Would you call for the vote, please?
Danielle McKenzie.
Yes.
Jason Blair.
Yes.
Melissa Hunt.
Yes.
Adam Webb.
Yes.
Mark Ham.
Yes.
Louis Williams.
Yes. At this time, we'll recess the Moore Economic Development Authority meeting and reconvene the city council meeting.
Item 21 is new business. Item A, citizens signed. Is there anyone like to speak? No one has signed up. All right. Item B is items from the city council or trustees.
I was going to mention last Friday night, there was a big event at the Moore Stadium at Moore High School, and we had a great police presence, and I even think there were some firefighters. I saw them talking to some police officers, very friendly, but it seemed like it went down fantastically, so appreciate everybody that I know was involved in the city in that.
Item C, items from the city trust manager.
Nothing at this time.
All right. Item 22 is executive session. Section 307, Title 25 Oklahoma statutes permits the public body to meet in executive session for certain specified reasons under certain specified conditions. It is the opinion of the city attorney and the city council may consider and adopt a motion to meet in executive session to discuss the following items. Item A, discuss, consider, and if deemed appropriate, consider taking possible action regarding pending claim filed from Jim Buxton on behalf of Vicki Corbin against the city of Moore, and authorization for legal counsel and staff to take place as necessary and appropriate in the interest of the city of Moore as authorized by 25 Oklahoma Statute 307B4. Item B, discuss, consider, and if deemed appropriate, consider taking possible actions regarding pending case number CJ-2022-749 filed in Cleveland County by Donald Timberlake on behalf of Williamton Savings Fund Society against the city of Moore. An authorization for legal legal counsel and staff to take action as necessary and appropriate in the interest of the city of Moore is authorized by 25 Oklahoma Statute 307B4.
Make a motion, we convene to executive session.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Will you call for the vote, please?
Danielle McKenzie.
Yes.
Jason Blair.
Yes.
Melissa Hunt.
Yes.
Louis Williams.
Yes.
Mark Ham.
Yes.
Adam Webb.
Yes, we'll convene to executive session.
Terry, how are you? I'm doing well. I think your attendance at these meetings is better than mine.
Item D is reconvene from executive session. Let the record reflect all members are still here. Do we have a,
Make a motion, we deny.
Yep, go for it.
we have a
Item A.
motion to deny item A. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Will you call for the vote, please?
Danielle McKenzie,
Yes.
Jason Blair,
Yes.
Melissa Hunt.
Yes.
Louis Williams.
Yes.
Mark Ham,
Yes.
Adam Webb.
Yes. Item passes. Item B.
Motion to proceed as directed.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Will you call for the vote, please?
Jason Blair,
Yes.
Melissa Hunt,
Yes.
Louis Williams.
Yes.
Mark Ham,
Yes.
Danielle McKenzie.
Yes.
Adam Webb.
Yes. Item passes, and item 23 is adjournment.
So move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Will you call for the vote?
Danielle McKenzie.
Yes.
Jason Blair,
Yes.
Melissa Hunt,
Yes.
Louis Williams.
Yes.
Mark Ham.
Yes.
Adam Webb.
Yes. Item passes.